Hello and good afternoon, everybody. So today is another day to solve mathematics. I am Esther, and it is nice to meet all of you again. So today we'll be having solving simultaneous equations using the substitution method. I'm sure we already know by now that when solving simultaneous equations, we have the substitution method, the elimination method, and the graphical method. So now today we're going to be solving using the one of the simplest methods, which is the substitution method. So join me while we solve it together. Okay. So now we have number one and number two. Now, number one looks a little bit, or should we say, it looks less complex than the number two. Okay, so now let's solve number one first. So this number two, we are going to write it down somewhere so we have idea of where it is. Okay, so now let's get right into it. So I'm just going to wipe this off. You could write it just to keep it safe, and then we have our solution. So now we have 2x plus y equal to 7, x minus 3y equal to minus 8. So now the solution, how about we call this equation 1 and we call this equation 2. Okay, now looking at equation 1 and 2, I think equation 1 looks a little bit simpler. Equation 2 is also simple, but now let's be using equation 1. Now we'll try to get our equation 1, equation 2, and our equation 3. But right here, we just have 1 and 2. So in order to get 3, using equation 1, so we write it from equation 1. I'm going to be writing the short form. We get, always remember that you have to write what you are doing, the meaning of what you are doing, okay? To make y the subject of the formula, we all know that once the plus sign crosses the equal sign, it becomes what? Minus. So we are trying to make y the subject of the formula. Now we do y is equal to 7 minus 2x, which is going to give us our equation 3. If you look at it from here, we can easily get what x and y is without trying to make y the subject of the formula. So now that we have y equal to 7 minus 2x, what do? Y is equal to this. And there is y in the equation 2. How about we put all this into equation 2? So that at least we can now have only one alphabet to get, okay? So we have x. So you have to say put, or you can write putting equation 3 into equation what? 2 to get. Now you can put your x minus 3. Now this is y and this is y. So y is equal to all of this. So you can just open up a bracket and put 7 minus 2x is equal to what? Our minus 8. Now it's going to be so easy to get x here, right? So let's get into it. We have the x minus 3 times 7, it gives us 21. 3 times minus 2x. Now this is minus 3 and this is minus 2. So 3 times minus 2x now is going to give us what? Minus 6x, okay? So that means this has to be in brackets. Is equal to what? Minus 8. Now this is in brackets because we haven't times the minus here. Times the minus here. It was just 3 times minus 2x that gave us minus 6x. So trying to open up the bracket, you get x minus 21, because minus times plus is minus. Then minus times minus gives what? Plus 6x is equal to what? Minus 8. Okay, so now we just draw a line here. So when you have a line here, from here we just write that down one here. We have x minus, plus 6x is equal to minus 8. Okay, so now that we have this, what do? We try to make x the subject of the formula. Okay, so let's take anything that has x, we'll bring it here. Anyone that doesn't have x, we take it to the right hand side. So we have x plus 6x is equal to minus 8. Now this is minus 21. So if it travels across the equal to, you get to what? Plus 21. So now that we have plus 21, what do we do? X plus 6x is what? 7x. Minus 8 plus 21 is what? You have to get the answer, okay? So that's 20 minus 7 is going to give us what? 13. So that means your x is equal to 13 over 7. Okay, that's our x. Now, since our x is equal to 13 over 7, we'll just come here and clean it. We're going to leave that equation 3 because we want to make use of it. So you want to say now, to get y, you say substitute x equal to, you can just say substitute x equal to 13 over 7 into equation 3. Okay, if you substitute anywhere, so anywhere you see x now, you put 13 over 7. So that means your y is equal to 7 minus 2, open bracket, 13 over 7. Okay, so which is equal to, your y is equal to 7 minus 2 times 13 is what? 26, and you have your over 7. Okay, so when you are taking the LCM of this, now you have your y. The LCM of 1 and 7 is 7. So 7 divided by 1 gives 7, and 7 times 7 gives what? 49. So you have your minus sign. 7 divided by 7 is what? 1, and 1 times 26. You have your 26. So 49 minus 26 is equal to, you have your 9 minus 6 is 3. Your 4 minus 2 is what? 2. 23 over 7. So therefore, your x is equal to 13 over 7, and your y is equal to 23 over 7. So now let's assume you are not sure whether the answer is correct or not. So we want to check it now. So we'll come here, we'll just clean this off. So you pick either equation 1 or 2. Let's use any of them. So let's say we pick equation 1. You have 2, your x is 13 over 7, plus your y, 23 over 7. We want to know what the answer will be. So 2 times 13, 26 over 7, plus 23